And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another video game review. Today, I am reviewing Firewatch. Released, I think, in 2014, maybe a little earlier than that. I don't remember exactly. This is another game on my Xbox Game Pass, which I'm still working through. Getting close to it expiring, and I have not had a lot of time to play some of the games recently, but that's why I have a backlog, and that's why I don't really care. Like, I'm not pushing to get through all of them because there's too many to get through, and yeah, so not a huge deal. But I did get around to playing Firewatch, and I do have some thoughts on it, so let's just jump right into it, shall we? I will say there's a lot of people that do appreciate this game, and then there's definitely a lot to appreciate with this game. Um, it looks great. Game looks great, and it's pretty cool to kind of like walk through the woods, and you really don't interact with anybody else, at least like on a face-to-face basis or directly or anything like that, which is pretty cool because it adds a little bit more of a sense of wonder, kind of a discovery element, and everything like that. And it's quite nice. I like it. But on the contrary, it can get boring. Uh, I mean, seriously, just like going through the woods. Most of the time, there's nothing going on in the woods. I know that's how usually it is in the woods. It's usually pretty silent or just not a lot of noise or any real action going on when you walk through the woods, especially in, some of these more remote areas. But, I would say it's quite the large map, and there's a lot of, it's a big maze to get through because they like to just put random rock walls down or random cliffs that you can't go to, and so then you have to figure out how to navigate your way through, and the lighting is terrible, so you can't barely see your fucking map, and you get turned around really easily. It's just a pain in the ass. But if you just like walking through the nature, it's going to be a fun time. You don't care if you get lost because you get to explore nature. The story it has a sense of mystery to it as well, but it's kind of fun. You get some like cool stuff with the exposition of the game, getting to know the character and his past and whatnot, and even getting kind of to affect a little bit of how it works. You get sometimes where you get to pick the options of how it will affect the next sense of stuff in the game. It really doesn't change a whole lot. It's not like not really like a choose your own adventure type story deal, but I think for what it is, it's pretty cool. I will say the time continuity doesn't make any sense. You start out in like the 70s and you're just out of college, and then 2 years later you're 10 years older and married and everything. Cool. That, I don't know how that makes any sense. You jump from 1975 to 1982 and somehow you're 15 years older. Are we switching different people? Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, it's cool. It kind of takes a dark turn though with like the dementia stuff and whatnot. That was kind of, I didn't really like that. But and I wish that they spend a decent amount of time at the beginning, kind of setting everything up and throwing you a lot of information that you don't really get a whole lot of opportunity to digest as the game goes on. Mostly because you forget about it because they don't talk about it a lot in the game. And then they make some subtle hints throughout the game a little bit, but mostly near the end of everything that you want to do, and kind of just like reminding you that this is going on and that this is what's going to happen, and you kind of can wrap everything back up and everything together. And I think that's kind of cool in that sense. I will say also with kind of like walking through the forest, the rewards and stuff, while it was intriguing to kind of find out what was going to be next in the story, and kind of find out what actually was going on at some of these events, and kind of, these issues going on in the forest and whatnot during your adventure, it definitely did feel a little slow and a little not very rewarding. A lot of the rewards, it just didn't seem like, as the game progressed, some of this time I felt less and less incentive to do some of these tasks and to get them done. Mostly, again, just being driven by the story, which kind of takes it part of kind of the boring part that I was going off of earlier in the game. But maybe that's just an accurate depiction of what it's like to live in Montana. I've driven through Montana. It's boring as hell. So maybe that's just what it is. Who knows? But anyways, guys, that's my review of Firewatch. I kind of did dog on the game a little bit, but it is fun. It's a fun game. It's not very long, which I think does give it a good benefit, because of, if it was a lot longer, I think a lot of people would lose interest, because it doesn't have a whole lot of action to it. But for what it is, if you're big into nature, and the game does look great, and you kind of like that sense of mystery, you like to think, to maybe kind of build your own conclusions or be able to draw them together, connect some dots, this is definitely the game for you, and I would recommend giving it a shot. So, with that in mind, my final score for Firewatch, I'm going to give it a good 6. Giving it a 6. I did enjoy it, just not a whole lot. It's not a great game, but it's not anything terrible either. I think it's definitely worth trying. So with that in mind, guys, that's going to do it for this review. What are your thoughts on Firewatch? I'd love to know your thoughts about it in the comments section down below. And that's going to do it for this video as well. Stay tuned for much more amazing content, including more video game reviews and other awesome stuff. Until next time, see you guys later. Goodbye.